Every journey towards success begins with the realization that the most valuable resource you have in your life is not money, not connections, not luck, and not opportunity. It is yourself. You are the foundation upon which everything else stands. If you do not strengthen that foundation, if you do not nurture it, nothing built upon it will ever last. People spend endless energy trying to change the world around them, chasing opportunities, chasing recognition, and chasing approval, but forget that all the chasing in the world means nothing if you yourself are not equipped to handle what you're running after. The truth is, every dream you hold in your heart requires one essential investment, and that is the investment in who you are becoming. Imagine a seed. By itself, it seems small, powerless, almost insignificant. But when nurtured, fed, and cared for, that seed grows into something powerful. Something strong enough to withstand storms, something valuable enough to provide shade, fruit, and shelter. That seed is you. And how you choose to nurture it determines the life you live. Investing in yourself is not an occasional act, it is a lifelong commitment. It is the decision, every single day, to do something that strengthens your mind, your spirit, and your skills. And it is this daily decision that separates those who live small lives from those who build extraordinary ones. Think of every book you pick up, every course you take, every new skill you practice. These things may seem small in the moment, but they compound over time into a wealth of knowledge that no one can take away from you. Education in any form is one of the most powerful investments because it sharpens your perspective. It allows you to see opportunities where others see problems. It equips you with tools to solve challenges that leave others stuck. When you choose to learn, when you choose to feed your mind, you are building a wealth far greater than money, because knowledge, once gained, becomes a part of who you are forever. But the investment does not end with the mind. The body you live in is the vehicle through which you experience this world. When you neglect it, you limit your energy, your stamina, and your potential. When you prioritize it, you unlock strength that allows you to endure the long journey success requires. Discipline in health is not about appearance. It is about respect. Respect for the fact that your body carries your dreams, and if it is weak, then your dreams cannot move forward. Every workout, every meal choice, every hour of rest is an investment in your ability to perform, to persist, and to thrive. You cannot expect greatness if you are constantly exhausted, sick, or sluggish. To invest in yourself means to guard your health as the priceless asset it truly is. Beyond the mind and body lies something even more powerful, your inner world, your beliefs, your self-image, your confidence, your mindset. This is where the deepest investments must be made. Because no matter how smart you are, no matter how skilled, no matter how physically prepared, if you do not believe in yourself, if you do not value yourself, then the world will mirror that disbelief right back to you. The truth is, the way you see yourself sets the standard for how others see you. If you treat yourself as unworthy, as incapable, as average, then no matter what you achieve, you will sabotage yourself from ever fully living it. But when you cultivate self-respect, when you see yourself as worthy of success, worthy of growth, and worthy of greatness, then everything you do reflects that belief. Confidence is not arrogance, it is self-trust. It is the inner investment of knowing that you are enough, that you have value, and that you deserve to take up space in this world. Too many people spend their lives waiting for others to give them permission to rise. They wait for validation, for approval, for recognition. But the truth is, no one can give you what you refuse to give yourself. If you do not approve of your own journey, if you do not validate your own worth, if you do not recognize your own potential, then even if the whole world applauds you, it will never feel like enough. You must become your own source of validation, your own greatest supporter, your own champion. That is an investment of courage, an investment of belief, and it is the single most important investment you can ever make. And yet, so many resist it. They find it easier to spend hours scrolling through distractions, to invest energy in pleasing people who do not value them, to pour time into activities that drain them instead of fuel them. But every choice you make is either an investment or an expense. Every moment you spend is either adding value to your life or taking it away. When you begin to see your time as currency, your energy as currency, your focus as currency, then you realize how critical it is to spend wisely. You cannot keep pouring yourself into things that do not serve your future and expect to build a life of meaning. Choosing yourself may feel selfish to some, but in reality, it is the most selfless thing you can do. Because when you grow stronger, when you grow wiser, when you grow more capable, you have more to give to others. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Investing in yourself is how you fill it. There is also a financial dimension to this investment. Many hesitate to spend money on their own growth, on courses, on tools, on experiences that stretch them, but they think nothing of spending on temporary pleasures that fade in a moment. The truth is, every dollar spent on your personal development pays returns that last a lifetime. The experiences you gain, the skills you acquire, the networks you build, these are things that never depreciate. Unlike material possessions that lose value, the investment you make in yourself appreciates with time. You become more valuable in the marketplace, more capable in life, and more prepared to seize opportunities when they come. And opportunities do come, but only to those who are ready for them. Life is not about luck, it is about preparation meeting chance. Investing in yourself ensures that when the door opens, you are ready to walk through it. Without preparation, even the greatest opportunities slip through your fingers. With preparation, even the smallest opening can lead to unimaginable growth. When you commit to lifelong learning, when you constantly push yourself to improve, you create a momentum that attracts success. There will be times when the investment feels lonely. Times when no one understands why you're waking up early to study, why you're saying no to social events to focus on your vision, why you're spending money on a course instead of a night out. But the rewards of self-investment are not always immediate, they are delayed. And that delay is where most people give up. They want instant gratification, instant recognition, instant results. But true growth does not happen instantly. Just like a tree takes years to mature, your investment in yourself requires patience, persistence, and faith. You cannot dig up the seed every day to see if it's growing. You must trust the process, water it consistently, and believe that in time it will bear fruit. And when it does, the rewards are not only for you. They extend to everyone around you. The stronger you become, the more you can contribute. The wiser you become, the more guidance you can offer. The more resilient you become, the more you can lead. Investing in yourself is not about isolating from the world. It is about preparing yourself to serve the world at a higher level. The better you are, the better you make everything and everyone around you. So never underestimate your own worth. Never hesitate to pour into yourself. Never believe the lie that investing in you is selfish or unnecessary. Everything you dream of success, love, respect, freedom, flows from who you are. And who you are is built every single day by the choices you make to invest in yourself. Do not waste those choices. Do not waste your life waiting for something outside of you to change. You are the change. You are the investment. You are the one asset that has unlimited potential. Growth has never been the result of convenience, comfort, or ease. It is always the product of discipline, sacrifice, and the willingness to do what most people refuse to do. Everyone wants success, but few are willing to endure the price it demands. Everyone wants strength, but few want the struggle that builds it. Everyone wants the reward, but only a handful are willing to pay with time, effort, and consistency. That is why growth is rare and why those who commit to discipline and sacrifice rise far above the crowd. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Without it, dreams remain fantasies, goals remain unfulfilled, and potential remains wasted. Discipline means showing up when you don't feel like it. It means sticking to the plan when distractions are louder than your vision. It means choosing long-term gain over short-term pleasure. The truth is, success is not a sudden explosion of luck. It is the quiet accumulation of small, disciplined actions repeated every single day. Those actions may not seem like much in the moment, but over time, they build momentum so powerful that nothing can stop it. Think of an athlete. Every day, long before the stadium fills with cheering fans, that athlete trains in silence. While others sleep, they run. While others indulge, they practice. While others make excuses, they discipline their body and their mind. Sacrifices are made that no one sees. Meals are measured, routines are followed, temptations are resisted. And then, when the moment comes, when the spotlight shines, people call them gifted or lucky. But luck had little to do with it. Discipline did. What is true for athletes is true for every area of life. Behind every moment of greatness lies years of unseen sacrifice. Sacrifice is the cost of transformation. You cannot grow while clinging to everything that is familiar and comfortable. You must be willing to give up certain habits, certain relationships, and certain patterns that keep you small. Growth demands space, and sometimes that means letting go of things you love, but that do not serve your future. It may mean sacrificing comfort to wake up early and pursue your goals. It may mean sacrificing temporary pleasures to save for long-term security. It may mean sacrificing the approval of people who do not understand your vision. Every sacrifice feels difficult in the moment, but each one clears the path for something greater. The problem is that most people want growth without loss. They want progress without discomfort. They want success while still holding on to every distraction that pulls them away from it. But it doesn't work like that. You cannot expect to build something extraordinary while living an ordinary routine. You cannot hope for results while refusing to pay the price. Life will always require an exchange. You either sacrifice for your goals, or you sacrifice your goals. Discipline makes sure you choose the first option. Discipline is also freedom disguised as effort. Many believe discipline is restrictive, that it robs life of fun and spontaneity, but in reality, discipline is what allows you to live freely. Without discipline, you become a prisoner of impulses, a slave to laziness, a victim of inconsistency. Without discipline, your dreams remain locked away because you cannot unlock them with wishful thinking. With discipline, however, you gain control. You control your habits, your time, your energy. You build momentum that gives you choices most people never have. Discipline creates the freedom to live the life you imagine because it equips you with the structure to reach it. Sacrifice is not about loss, it is about trade. You are trading something of lesser value for something of greater value. When you sacrifice an hour of television for an hour of learning, you trade distraction for knowledge. When you sacrifice comfort food for nutritious meals, you trade temporary pleasure for long-term vitality. When you sacrifice a night out for a night of planning, you trade short-term fun for long-term achievement. These trades, repeated consistently, reshape your life in ways that are unimaginable in the beginning. Over time, the sacrifices that once felt painful become the very choices you are most grateful for. Growth also requires endurance. Discipline and sacrifice are not one-time events, they are daily commitments. It is easy to stay motivated for a day or a week or even a month. But true growth comes when you commit to the process for years. It is the ability to keep going even when the results are invisible, even when no one is applauding, even when the journey feels endless. That is the test of discipline. Can you keep showing up when no one is watching? Can you keep sacrificing when the reward feels far away? Those who endure are the ones who break through. There will be moments of doubt. There will be mornings when you wonder if the effort is worth it, nights when you question if the sacrifices are too heavy. But those are the moments that shape you most. The voice that whispers to quit is the very signal that you are on the edge of transformation. Push past it. Discipline means ignoring the excuses your mind creates and listening instead to the vision your heart carries. Sacrifice means reminding yourself that the pain of discipline is temporary, but the regret of giving up is permanent. When you live with discipline, your life takes on a different rhythm. You stop chasing every distraction. You stop living on impulse. You begin to rise above the noise of the world. People will not understand. They may criticize, mock, or try to pull you back into comfort. But that is the nature of growth. It makes others uncomfortable because it exposes their own lack of discipline. Do not let their doubts infect your path. Your sacrifices are not for them to understand. They are for your future to reveal. The beauty of discipline is that it builds character. Every time you resist the easy road, you strengthen your will. Every time you sacrifice something unworthy of your vision, you prove to yourself that your dreams matter. This character becomes unshakable. When challenges come, you do not crumble because you have already trained your mind and body to endure difficulty. Discipline in one area of life spills into all others. If you master it in your health, it strengthens your career. If you master it in your career, it strengthens your relationships. Discipline is not isolated, it multiplies. Sacrifice teaches humility. It reminds you that nothing great comes without cost. It strips away entitlement and laziness. It replaces them with gratitude and perseverance. When you sacrifice, you realize the value of what you are pursuing. You no longer take success for granted because you know exactly what it cost you, and that makes the achievement not just rewarding, but meaningful. Growth is a choice. Discipline and sacrifice are the tools that make that choice possible. Every day you are faced with decisions, between sleep and effort, between distraction and focus, between excuses and action. Each decision seems small, but collectively they define your life. Discipline is choosing action over excuses. Sacrifice is choosing growth over comfort. Together, they transform you from who you are into who you are meant to be. So when the alarm rings early and your body begs for more sleep, remember what you are building. When the world tempts you with distractions, remember what you are chasing. When the sacrifices feel heavy, remember the life you are creating. Discipline is not punishment, it is preparation. Sacrifice is not loss, it is investment. And together, they are the path to growth that lasts a lifetime. Every human being desires respect, recognition, and appreciation, yet many fail to realize that the way the world treats them is often a direct reflection of how they treat themselves. Life has a mirror, like quality. It echoes back to you the value you project, the confidence you display, and the standards you enforce. If you carry yourself as though you are unworthy, the world will believe you. If you approach opportunities timidly, the world will step past you. But when you stand tall in your own worth, when you value your time, your energy, and your dreams, the world cannot help but adjust and treat you accordingly. Respect begins within. The person who sees themselves as powerful will act powerfully. The person who sees themselves as capable will tackle challenges with confidence, and the person who sees themselves as worthy will not tolerate being treated as anything less. The value you place on yourself becomes the foundation upon which everyone else builds their perception of you. If you want the world to see your greatness, you must first see it yourself. Think about how you carry yourself in daily life. Do you shrink back in conversations, apologizing for taking up space, or do you speak with clarity and conviction? Do you allow others to waste your time with negativity and distraction, or do you protect your time as the precious currency it is? Do you set boundaries that guard your peace, or do you allow anyone to intrude on your energy? Each of these choices sends a message. They teach people how to treat you. If you fail to set the standard, someone else will set it for you, and it will rarely align with your worth. Valuing yourself is not arrogance, it is not pride, it is self-respect. It is the quiet assurance that you have something to offer and that your presence matters. Arrogance shouts and demands recognition. Self-respect simply lives in truth and allows recognition to follow naturally. When you value yourself, you don't have to beg for opportunities. They come to you. You don't have to chase validation. It finds you, because people are drawn to those who radiate inner strength and certainty. The world is quick to test you. It will send people who underestimate you, circumstances that challenge your boundaries, and moments that tempt you to settle for less than you deserve. These tests are not meant to break you, but to measure your standard. When someone disrespects you and you remain silent, you tell the world you accept disrespect. When an opportunity underpays you and you take it out of desperation, you tell the world you don't value your own skills. When you allow toxic people to stay in your life, you tell the world that your peace is negotiable. And when you accept less, less is all you will continue to get. But the opposite is also true. When you say no to things that diminish you, you open space for things that elevate you. When you demand fair value for your contributions, the world begins to recognize your worth. When you walk away from people who take more than they give, you signal that your energy is sacred. These choices are not always easy. They often require courage, patience, and faith, but they are the very choices that shape the way the world interacts with you. Self-value also comes from how you speak to yourself. The internal dialogue you carry is powerful. If you constantly tell yourself you are not enough, that voice will shape your posture, your energy, your actions, and the world will pick up on it. But if you consistently remind yourself that you are capable, that you have unique gifts, that you have something meaningful to bring to the table, then everything about you changes. Your words shape your belief shapes your energy, and your energy shapes how the world responds to you. The greatest battles are often fought in the mind, and victory comes when you choose to affirm your worth daily. Many people struggle with self-value because they compare themselves endlessly to others. They see someone with more success, more wealth, more recognition, and immediately reduce their own value. But comparison is a thief. It blinds you to your unique strengths. It tricks you into believing your worth depends on how you measure against someone else. The truth is, no one else has your exact combination of experiences, talents, and perspective. No one else can contribute in the exact way you can. When you diminish yourself by comparison, you rob the world of what only you can give. True value comes from authenticity, owning who you are and bringing it forward unapologetically. Valuing yourself also requires protecting your environment. The people you allow around you influence how you see yourself. If you surround yourself with those who constantly criticize, belittle, or drain you, your self-worth erodes over time. But if you align with people who uplift, encourage, and challenge you to grow, your self-value expands. Sometimes valuing yourself means walking away from relationships that no longer serve your growth. It means saying no to people who refuse to treat you with respect. It means choosing solitude over toxic company. Loneliness is temporary, but the damage of allowing the wrong people to stay in your life can last a lifetime. Another aspect of valuing yourself is valuing your time. Time is the most limited resource you will ever have. Every second wasted is gone forever, yet so many people give their time away carelessly, as though it is limitless. They spend hours on distractions that add no value, days in environments that stifle growth, and years in jobs or relationships that keep them stagnant. If you truly value yourself, you will treat your time as sacred. You will spend it wisely, investing in experiences, learning, and relationships that move you closer to your vision. You will refuse to waste it on things that leave you empty. When you value your time, others are forced to value it too. Valuing yourself also means holding yourself accountable. Respecting yourself is not just about demanding respect from others, it is about living in alignment with your own standards. If you say you will do something, honor it. If you set a goal, pursue it with consistency. If you commit to a principle, live by it even when it's difficult. When you betray your own word, you chip away at your self-respect. But when you keep your word to yourself, your confidence grows unshakable. You begin to trust yourself, and that trust radiates outward, demanding respect from the world. Opportunities rarely come to those who beg for them. They come to those who are prepared and who walk with certainty in their own worth. When you walk into a room with confidence, people notice. When you speak with clarity, people listen. When you respect your own vision, others take it seriously. Your energy introduces you before you even speak, and that energy is shaped by how you see yourself. If you see yourself as valuable, you will project it, and others will respond. There is a profound truth. The world does not give you what you ask for. It gives you what you believe you deserve. If deep down you believe you are unworthy of success, you will unconsciously sabotage every opportunity that comes your way. But if you believe you are worthy of greatness, you will pursue it relentlessly and attract the people and circumstances to match that belief. You cannot rise higher than your own self-image. To elevate your life, you must elevate the way you see yourself. This is why self-value is not optional. It is the foundation of all success, happiness, and fulfillment. The world mirrors back to you the story you tell about yourself. Tell a story of weakness, and the world will treat you as weak. Tell a story of strength, and the world will rise to meet that strength. Tell a story of mediocrity, and mediocrity will surround you. But tell a story of worth, of vision, of unshakable belief, and the world will adjust to that story. Your value is not determined by titles, money, or recognition. Those things can be gained and lost. Your true value is determined by the belief you hold about yourself and the standards you set for your life. The world will always test those standards. It will always push against your boundaries. But if you remain firm, if you consistently honor your worth, eventually the world will have no choice but to respect it. And when it does, opportunities will align, relationships will flourish, and success will follow.